Scott Holiday, the voice of Combat Zone Wrestling, put out a video a couple days ago, 2 days ago as I'm recording this. The eight wrestling YouTubers that you should check out. And number 2 on that list is Mr. Hargrave from Parts Unknown. Believe it or not.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So this is a big deal. Not that this isn't a very big YouTube channel, right? It's Plus 2 Wrestling is Scott's channel, and I'd encourage you to go subscribe to that and check it out. He's done a lot of interesting things on there. But this individual is the part of the commentary team for Combat Zone Wrestling. And so that is an organization that is rather sizable, well known. Mm-hmm. What do you know about Combat Zone Wrestling, Kellen, as a professional yourself? Is this an organization you've had your eye on?
Oh yeah, I mean, as far as being like an indie worker, it is one of the top companies that you hope to get to one day. Like, it is like Rockstar, Revolver, all these like super awesome places. CZW is probably the I'm struggling to think of anything better, like MLW maybe, but even they're starting to do contracts now and being more like Ring of Honor-ish in terms of locking people down. It's not really like an indie place anymore, but like that is one of the top of the line places that people want to be that are in my area of work. Yeah, it's a hell of a company for sure.
Well, that's awesome. Maybe we can get you out there. That'd be
dope.
That'd be amazing. Dope. That'd be amazing. And they got a big show coming up, Cage of Death, which we're going to talk about more in a second. But I do want to spend just another minute on this. So he puts me over in this video.
The editing and time that he puts into his videos to make sure that these unedited clips without commentary, all put together, tell the story that he's trying to put across, is a skill that is greatly underrated. Like, that's the skill that the WWE does in their promo packages. Like, when you see a promo package and you get the story of what's led to this big premium live event match, there's no narrator telling you like, oh, then he grabbed the chair and hit him from behind and turned on his partner. No, the footage speaks for itself. And to be able to turn what is usually a 2-minute promo package into a half-hour, sometimes hour-long documentary is a lot of hard work. And this guy does it well.
It's like he's really watched my stuff. It wasn't a casual like, hey, this guy's all right. I had no idea he was watching my videos. Mm-hmm. But apparently he was watching them very closely because he took his time to explain that I'm just not, to the casual observer, if you were to put on one of my videos and maybe just skim through it and not really pay attention, you would think, oh, this man has just taken a bunch of random interview clips and put them together, and he doesn't really have anything to say, or he is just reusing this content, recycling this content. And believe me, the self-conscious parts of myself, I feel this way sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I adding? Mm-hmm. But Scott realized, quite accurately, I feel, that there's actually a ton of effort being shown in these videos. And it's very true. I mean, I spend an insane amount of time putting these videos together, making sure I have the right moments from the right interviews, said the right way, that fit into a narrative structure. Mm-hmm. We're taking a very small clip from an interview, and it becomes like a 30-minute video. Some of the spots, it'll be one line from a promo, and then a line from an interview, and there's levels of craftsmanship that go into these videos. It ranges. Sometimes it's very involved. Sometimes I'm just letting a segment play out. Sometimes, I'm making the decision that this wrestler has said something that's important to what I'm trying to get across in the video, and maybe he's talking for 5 minutes, and it just needs to play out, and I let it happen, and I don't have to. Like, I think it should also be clear. I don't think he brought this up, but I will, just to let everybody know I have a good voice. I can write. I can transcribe a video and I can repeat it.
Right.
You know, I can do that. And maybe to some, they would prefer that I do that or whatnot. But for me, that feels lazier, quite honestly.
Yeah.
To sit here, because that's honestly what I see a lot of this, where someone will take all the same material that I've taken and basically just transcribe it and then read it to you.
Right.
Which to me feels strange, and you're going to lose any kind of emotion from the source material when you do that.
Right.
And you're going to color it with your own perspective, you know, your own inflections of how you want to say it. You know, you're not going to get it right. Your own bias is going to creep in, as it so often does. A lot of people are very anti-AEW, so, you know, it gets a little weird. People have favorite wrestlers. You know, I try to make an effort of my stuff that I think the main drive behind, and maybe I'm explaining this to no one, but the main drive behind what I'm always trying, I think the main goal of every video is like, I want to like this wrestler more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm making the video. And by the end of the video, I think every single time I've done it, I've succeeded with myself in liking the wrestler more. And so I figure if I've done my job right and I put in the right things that I've found and told the right story, that you'll feel that same way after you watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels like something that is worth doing.
100%.
I like that. So that's kind of my goal, my narrative or whatnot. And I like how Scott got it.
Right.
He got that there's a lot of craft to what I'm doing because, man, it's weird. There's some big videos out there right now. I forget what the guy's channel's name. I don't want to put him over because his videos are crap. But
Jesus,
it's horrible. I mean, I should pull him up right now and we should dunk on him for like 2 hours, but I refrain. But he's got like a 250,000 views on it. And it's the same interviews that I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got my attention. I'm putting together this big video on the foundation of AEW and how it came about. We talked about that last week with the Young Bucks and Ring of Honor and all that. And he's got the same interview clips, but he's taken them all out of context and he's just kind of throwing them together like a blender and nothing. It's all incoherent and it's all negative slanted. The video's name is like, you know, how Tony Khan lied and Cody Rhodes told the truth. There's some crap.
Jesus.
About and there's no point to it because the marketing isn't reflected in the content, which I've been guilty of from time to time, but it's bad. I mean, what I think I've looked at these videos before and talked about them before, and I think it becomes clear that you can have an AI do this.
Yeah,
you can feed a bunch of video clips and script into an AI and just have them poop out a video for you that will be viral.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what you're looking at. And I don't know. I thought about it. I mean, hell, it would be easier to have an AI write my videos and put them together for me and do my thumbnails and do my scripts and do my voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a shortcut.
Yeah.
And I feel like those kind of things will catch up to you. I think it's better to do the work. So that's Mr. Hargrave putting in the work.
Absolutely.
All right, speaking about putting in the work, I don't know, that's a horrible segue. Doing the job. Cage of Death returns. They haven't done a Cage of Death since 2019. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's their biggest event. It's Combat Zone Wrestling's biggest event is Cage of Death, and it returns the 22nd Cage of Death. Haven't done one since 2019 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Mr. Hargrave will be there, and it's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah, that's so sick.
It's going to be, and next year Kellen Craven will be there, right?
Oh, we'll see.
Would you participate in a Cage of Death, Kellen?
It depends on the opportunity and it depends on the money.
Would you get into a Cage of Death with Nick fucking Gage?
With Nick Gage, yes.
Shit.
He's a professional. He's a professional. I would rather get in the cage with Nick Gage than do something half as dangerous with some jackwagon who like fixes cars in the daytime. Like, I'd much rather be in there with a professional like Nick Gage.
Now hold on. Nick Gage almost killed David Arquette.
That's because David Arquette didn't trust him and he freaked out. He just chilled out. Everything had been fine.
So you would have just relaxed and let him carve away on your head.
Well, I don't know how relaxed I would have been, but I definitely wouldn't have been trying to jump and get away from him.
Let it happen.
You gotta trust people.
You gotta trust Nick Gage.
Look at that face. He's a trustworthy feller.
You must possess a special skill set. Not everyone should be a professional wrestler, okay?
No.
I think maybe that's the problem with David Arquette. It takes a special kind of person to look at Nick Gage and go, you can trust this man. He's a professional.
Just let him hold your baby for a little bit. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I mean, it's not that I don't agree with you. Look, clearly Nick Gage is a professional. He's been doing this for a very long time. He knows what he's doing. He did not set out to kill David Arquette, and you're correct. But it is a bit counterintuitive to those who are not wrestlers.
Right.
This is the professional skill set that you need to have. And I think, well, a lot of it's trust, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you don't have trust, then you have nothing. I've seen Nick Gage talk about that in an interview. He's like, if you don't have trust, then we have nothing. And in that moment, David Arquette stopped trusting me. And that's why they got in the situation they got into.
I don't follow the rules, I don't play ball, and I definitely don't follow the script. I do what I want, when I want.
So you think you're just gonna bring me in? I'm gonna change who I am and what I do. You're out of your fucking mind. You see my record? You check my paperwork? I'm a convicted felon with violent tendencies.
I'm gonna walk in that locker room, I'm not gonna shake no hands, give what's up to anybody. I'm gonna sit in the corner by myself. And when my music hits, I'm gonna go down to that ring, I'm gonna stand across from some guy named Walter. I don't see him as an opponent, I see him as my next victim. When I see that guy, I don't see him as a world-class athlete at all. I look at him as a world-class piece of shit.
The difference between me and him, he fights for a sport. I fight to survive.
I'm going out there with the intent of hurting this guy. Tearing this fucking building apart, making people feel very uncomfortable. I might get arrested, but I definitely will not get invited back to Style Bound. And I don't give a fuck. My sole purpose is to represent my gang, which is murder, death, kill. So I need everybody. It's in my fucking gang in Brooklyn, New York, and let's represent that fucking place.